Hey guys, Huck Sports Talk here. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Well, guys, the coaches poll is out for college football, and I want to take a look at it and compare it to my poll that I put out 2 weeks ago, Huck's poll. So, guys, let's don't waste any time. I'm going to put the coaches poll up and my poll and just kind of take a look at them and see how they compare, guys. All right, I'm going to go through the coaches poll first, though, here. So, they have Ohio State at number 1, and they had 38 votes, okay? So they got 38 first-place votes on that. Had Oregon number 2, all right, and they had 6 votes for number 1. Georgia number 3, and they had 7 votes for number 1. Texas number 4, they had 2 votes for number 1. Notre Dame number 5, and they had 5 votes for number 1. Indiana, number 6, and they had 14 votes for number 1. All right, so then we have Miami at 7, Texas A&M at 8, Oklahoma at 9, Ole Miss at 10, Alabama at 11, Texas Tech at 12, LSU at 13, USC at 14, BYU at 15, Michigan at 16, Penn State at 17, Tennessee at 18, and Washington 19, SMU at 20, Utah at 21, Iowa at 22, Clemson at 23, Houston at 24, and Missouri at 25. All right, so that was the coaches poll, and you can see on the screen my polls up. So I had Georgia number 1, right? And they had them at 3. I don't know. I'm just telling you. I feel like Georgia is the top team. I feel like Stockton's going to take that next step, and I believe Georgia's defense will be one of the best ones in the nation. And so that's why I had them at number 1. I've got Oregon number 2, just like they did. I got Notre Dame a little bit higher at 3, and the reason why I had them higher, let's see, they had them at 5. I had them at 3. Their schedule is just so weak. So, I mean, they're going to be up there. To be honest with you, when Miami and Notre Dame play, there's a potential for them to be ranked number 1 and 2 because the schedules are so bad. Texas at number 4, and I believe the reason why I've got Texas number 4 because I think they're going to beat Ohio State. So that's why I have them ahead of Ohio State at 5. So I think the coaches poll have Ohio State a little too high, but I'm actually shocked that 38 coaches voted for Ohio State there. You got Miami at 6 in my poll, and let's see, they had them at 7 in the other. Texas A&M at 7, they have them at 8, which actually I was surprised that I thought that my pick was a surprise pick of having Texas A&M so high because, you know, I actually believe in Texas A&M that have a great chance to make the playoff again. And they have them high as well. I had Texas Tech at 8 just because their schedule is weak. So I think they'll stay up there in the top 10 all year. They had them a little bit lower at 12. Had Alabama at 9. They had them at 11. I had Indiana at 10 where they had them at 6. But I'm telling you something. If you look, 14 coaches voted for Indiana. And most of that is they're not voting for them because they think that they're the number 1 team. They voted for them because they ended last year as number 1 and they wanted to start them at number 1 this year. And that's actually why they're probably so high as 6 because of the first place votes. Because I don't think they're going to be a top 5 team this year. I really don't. I think they're going to take a step back. I mean, when you lose a Heisman quarterback, and it's hard to replace that. I just feel like they're going to take a step back off, although their offensive line is going to be really good once again, right? And then I had Oklahoma at 11, and then BYU at 12, and they had them, at 15. Ole Miss, I had at 13. They got them at 10. I just feel like losing Lane Kiffin is Ole Miss is still going to be good, obviously, right, with the quarterback and running back that they have for sure. But I don't think the offense is going to be as good under the new offensive coordinator, right? I just don't think it's going to run as smoothly. I've got Michigan at number number 14, they got them at 16. USC at 15, they had them at 14. Tennessee, I had at 16. They've got them at 18. Penn State at 17. I'll be honest with you, I don't think Penn State is going to be a great team, but I think their schedule is so easy that they're going to stay in this top 20 pretty much all year. I think they had them at 17 as well. And so I had Washington at 18. They had them at 19. I had LSU at 19. They have them at 13. Now, I do believe that LSU is going to be a heck of a team at the end of the year. I just don't know how good they're going to start these first 4 games, because obviously they play Clemson to start off. Then I think they have a week game, if I'm not mistaken. I think they play somebody like they play Ole Miss the 3rd game, and then I think they have to go maybe to Texas A&M. I can't remember that exactly, but their first 3 out of their 4 games, they could potentially be 1-3 and then win the rest of their games. So I just feel like I started them a little bit lower than they did, which I agree that they're going to. I think they could potentially, be as good as a top 10 team halfway through the season, and surprise a lot of people and run the table after first 4 games. But are you going to have 3 losses, or are you going to have 2 losses, or 1? So those first 4 games are so important for LSU. If they get off to a good start and they go 3-1, look out. I mean, I think potentially they could win the national title. So, and that's truth. At number 20, I had Florida, which they didn't have them in there. And 21, I had Utah. They had them at 21. Iowa at 22. They had them at 22. And it's funny, you can go back and look that I put my picks up 2 weeks ago before they did. So they must be copying off my picks, right? I bet. So, but yeah, Iowa at 22, and they had them at 22. Clemson at 23, they had them at 23. And then so they had a couple teams in that I didn't. So, because I had SMU at 24 and Louisville at 25, which, they had Houston and Missouri. And I don't think Missouri is going to be a top 25 team. I think they'll take a step back this year as well. But guys, so there's the coaches poll and there's my poll. And honestly, there's a lot of similarities. All our rankings are somewhat close here. So like I said, I had Florida in, but once again, I gotta say I'm a Kentucky fan first, Florida second. So maybe that's just my heart hoping that they're better. But I think they're loaded on their team. So they have a lot of talent. So if they could just put it together, I think they can make a little bit of a run. But their schedule is brutal, though, for sure. So, but guys, let me know what you think. What do you think about the coaches poll? How do you think that the coaches did overall with their picks this time? Guys, I really appreciate you watching today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I ask that you do so. I'm going to be putting out more content and everything on college and pro this year. Excited to do that. So guys, like I said, I appreciate you watching. Until next time, we'll see you later.